Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mr. P Does It. Today we're going to be working again in Autodesk Inventor, and for this project we are making a magnet basically. It's going to be a logo, it's going to be a design that is going to be 3D, it's still going to be flat, but this is where we can take internet images, bring them into the program and trace them so you can really get custom with your hobbies and your interests. I really like this one for getting more customized designs. So we're in Autodesk Inventor currently, and what we're going to do is start a new 2D sketch, and we always go to the XY plane. That's where I like to start. And we got to go find an image. So we're going to go over to Google, and I have the Packer logo up right now. It is Packer country around here, so let's go ahead and just do a Packer logo. So we're going to click on the picture and then right click and save image as. It has to be a JPEG or a PNG. I noticed that anything other than that, it really doesn't drag into the program properly. So make sure at the bottom here it says JPEG or PNG. And I'm just gonna save this as something that I remember, because if you have a lot of files in your folder, you just got to make sure that you know which one is which. So Packer logo trace 1 or whatever you want to call it, and then we do saving in the H drive here at our school. It depends what you do, where you guys are at, but you basically just need to save it in a location that you know where you're going to find it. So we're going to save ours here in the H drive, and I'm going to hit save. Now I'm going to go back to Autodesk Inventor. I'm in a 2D sketch already, and I'm just going to go to image, and I'm going to find the picture that I just saved. So then I click on it, click open, and click that image into the program, and just click escape because you don't want to keep drawing more. Now for this project, I like to stay around anywhere from 3 to 4 inches for this project. That's what I would suggest for a logo project like this. So taking dimension tool, clicking that and clicking in the top edge so it's highlighted green. We're going to click once, we're going to drag up. It's 4.166, etc. I'm just going to make this a 4-inch project. You can change this to 3.5, whatever. I'll just keep it at 3.5 as a safe bet. Now we have to decide what we want this to look like. So this is called, I kind of call this a trace a shape project. So the first thing you're going to want to do is trace the outline of whatever image you have. So you also have to choose your images carefully and make sure that it's actually going to work for this project. Highly detailed projects like anime characters or real life characters just don't really work good. It doesn't show the detail enough. So this is you're gonna want something a little more basic. So when you're ready for this, there's a couple of decisions you can make. The first one is just taking the line tool and tracing around it, or you can take the spline tool. I'm going to show you what the spline tool looks like first here. Basically, it's a more curvy line, and it's good for tracing smoother lines. So I'm going to take the spline tool. I'm going to start anywhere on my trace a shape project, and I'm going to just carefully start clicking and tracing my project. If you do need to take a break from tracing, or if something happens or you clicked a button or whatever, clicking the check mark can also be a mistake. When you start back up, you need to make sure that you're connected to the line that you just were drawing on. Open gaps, overlapping lines will not extrude. Basically, it won't be a 3D image. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep tracing. And I'll speed this video up and kind of go through this and show you how it's done. Before I do that though, scroll in. That's what I suggest. Scroll in and really get the detail. Accomplished here, middle mouse wheel transfers you around, it's called panning, around the image. We're just going to go ahead and make our way around the outline, and then we'll come back here for the details on the inside. Okay, then with the spline tool, you can kind of move things up and down with these little nodes right here. You can kind of go around, and if something got a little off, you can move it around. So we got our outline, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the green. So I'm gonna speed up and trace the green layer now next. So here we go. All right, don't forget to hit the green check mark every time. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the white Green Bay Packer. Now for this one, I'm gonna use the line tool because we got some straight lines here. You could still use the spline tool, but I'm gonna show you a lot of people might want to just use the line tool. This would just require a couple more stopping points. You just scroll in and trace around. You will be able to feel some of those rigid points on this line tool, like the little corners and stuff that you're making. You could definitely feel that. It's not the end of the world if you feel those little bumps on a project like this. It all really depends whatever image you choose and what you want it to feel and look like. That's where the difference comes in with the spline and the line tool. So I'm just making my way around. I'm going to keep speeding up, and we'll take a look at the rest of this here. So stay tuned. All right, so I got all the top part done. Now I could go by and trace all these letters as well, and at a later time I definitely will do that, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to move on and show you how to do the rest of the project. So at this, again, at the bottom, you would go around and trace the letters. So when you are finished, it is time to click escape off everything, and removing your picture is a really good thing to do right away. And take a quick glance around and see if you have any open gaps or any overlapping lines, etc. Because if you do, the extrusions won't work. So let's just pretend that that line was not there. It would not work. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pretend that I did miss that. When you go to extrude it, you cannot extrude just the middle G part. So that's where we would have an issue with that. So if you need to go back and edit something, you could double click on the sketch one and find the line tool or find the mistake and close that gap. Now, if you again have a small gap like that and it's kind of hard to see, there is something called the Sketch Doctor as well. Right click and go to Sketch Doctor. If you click on that, diagnose the sketch, click OK, and it says, oh, there's an open loop, and it highlights it green, so it'll tell you where your mistakes are. So that's kind of nice, and sometimes it even closes things for you. So if you just click ahead, okay, so you could just go through this and select all the way around, but sometimes when it's that obvious, that clear, I just connect those two together and we're good to go. All right, then we finish sketch, and it's time to do our extrusion. So click extrude, and I want you to extrude everything first in the opposite direction. So back behind you, and you'll see why here in a little bit. This extrusion is going to be also 0.2 like we did the keychain if you watched that video. 0.2 is a good thickness for these type of 3D prints, and then we're going to click enter. Our sketch does go away, but don't panic. What you're going to do is click the plus button here on extrusion 1 and double click, or not double click, you're going to right click on your sketch that's below your extrusion. This is the sketch from your extrusion. So you're going to right click and you're going to turn the visibility on. That brings your sketches back, and then you can use the extrude tool again and decide, okay, what do I want to pop in or out or etc. I'm just looking at this now. If I were to bring that out, that would look kind of cool. Now again, if my letters were there, I could really make this look cool. But these extrusions can be just 0.1. So 0.1, you can see the Packer logo there. If you click undo, you could, it depends what you want. You could just go like the two. That would probably even look better. Then the letters down there could be extruded down in there if the letters were there. So again, you can go backwards as well into the project or out of the project. It's really up to you what you kind of want this thing to look like. Right? So I'm just gonna have this pop out for now. We click OK. And then if you are annoyed kind of by that, the blue lines, that's your sketch, you can just go back to your extrusion 1 and turn the visibility off. You can really get a feel of what this thing is gonna look like. So again, you can use the view cube to turn around and look at what you got going on here. So again, the letters with Packers at the bottom would really look cool, but right click, new sketch. I mean, if you didn't do that, you could just go ahead and put a text tool on there. That we did this on the keychain video. So you could go Packers and then edit your text by highlighting and finding some cool text that would kind of match up. It's really, again, up to you kind of how far you take this. And center, finish sketch, and then extrude. Again, you could do things in or out. You can kind of take this as far as you want. When you are ready and done, you're going to click File, and you click over on the button on Print. Send a 3D printing service. That's going to get us our 3D printing file. And you can click OK and save this as, you could go magnet 3D printing file. And that's the file that you need to use on the 3D printers. So you click Save. And then also don't forget to save this, Save As. And you can save this as magnet drawing file. And that's how you do the magnet, traces, shape design, logo design, whatever you want to call this, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.